Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
I'm not a photographer, but I have owned a variety of digital cameras over the years, and usually get a new digital camera once a year, right around there, and then of course sell my old digital camera so I can afford to get the new digital camera. Last year I ended up buying the Casio XLIM EXZ1080, largely for the reason that it records videos in H.264, which is a format perfect for YouTube or iTunes if you happen to be a video podcaster. And it was okay. You might remember my review. I've got it still posted on YouTube as well as on my blog at chris.pirillo.com. Bought that with my own money, but today someone who works with Casio decided to send me the Casio XLIM S10. So I'm going to go through the pros and cons. I'm not really a hardware reviewer, but I can tell you the good and the bad about having used this over the past day. So let's go over the good first. First, it's slim. Very, very slim. Approximately 0.59 inches at its maximum thickness, which is nice. 2.7-inch LCD screen on the back. That's nice and bright. It's got a button that you press specifically for video recording, so no matter what best shot mode you're in, you can always record a video. Boot up time, pretty quick. Did you see the flash? Just flashed there. I don't know if that particular video caught it. I like the fact that I can get a live histogram right there in the preview screen. I like the fact that I can set continuous shooting mode right here up front. I like doing that, especially if I'm not using flash, so that I can keep the shutter down and then it would continually fire, and then I can choose the best shot of the bunch. I like the fact that it has the support for SDHC, and that is, the removable media format that I've been using in a lot of my digital cameras as of late. Video quality is okay. As I said, it's good enough for YouTube and or a video podcast. You can set different contrast options on camera as well as sharpness options on camera for photos that you take before you take them. And you can tweak some settings after you've taken certain digital photos. You can do basic movie editing. It supports a variety of features that you'd come to expect from a digital camera these days. 10 megapixels, which isn't always the number that you should be most impressed with. So I think that's about all the good I can say about this particular digital camera. So now the bad, or I should say the cons. Saying con doesn't sound as bad as the word bad. Despite the fact of me trying for 2 hours to take one good digital photo that matched the colors that I set in front of it here in my room, and despite the fact of trying different angles, different lights, flash, whatever, I could not take a good digital photo. It was never sharp or in focus, full of noise at any angle, and it was just frustrating because I could not take a good still, in my mind, a good still photo. Just point and shoot, because that's the idea of a point and shoot. There's a softer flash, and that would work, but of course when you use a flash you kill the colors, so it's always my prerogative to not use a flash even indoors, and I've got plenty of light in this office, plenty of light, so it's not that. When I would set the ISO to a lower setting, it would still be either blurry because I couldn't keep the camera still enough, or it would still be a little noisy, especially in darker areas, which is just frustrating. It, much like the other XLIM that I had, does not have a mini USB connector, so despite the fact that I have tons of mini USB cables, I can't use them. It has a rechargeable battery, which is nice, but the package doesn't come with a fully compact battery charger. It has an actual cable for the AC adapter. I'm like, well, why would I want to carry all of that around just to charge that battery? It's kind of crazy. Another thing that I didn't like was the fact that I could not set the white balance from the top level menu, whereas I could on the other one. That was frustrating because every photo I take in here always turns out too yellow. Drives me up the wall, especially if I'm trying to take a picture of my dog. Because then, well, one of my dogs, either Wicked or Pixie, they always turn out too yellow. And I don't know if they have jaundice or what. So that was a small, well, kind of big con, I guess. I could not take a good still digital photo, no matter how hard I tried, indoors in any location. Too much noise, and it just was not sharp. Using the flash or not using the flash. Best shot mode or not. It's the little BS button. You press the little BS button. At least I think that's what it stands for. Best. Let me check. Best shot. It could be best scene. Yeah, best shot. Which is kind of cool. I mean, to give you a little icon saying, hey, if you're going to take a picture of splashing water, use this setting. If you're going to take a picture of sundown, use this setting. So they optimize, certain camera settings, but even, trying to take those kind of shots, the image quality was not that great. Video quality was pretty good. I would say video quality would be good enough to post to YouTube or specifically, to an iTunes podcast feed. But it's thin. It's got that going for it, but just doesn't take great digital photos. And that, if anything, is what you should be looking for in a digital camera. It's in my mind. It's my opinion. It's a mini review. Pros and cons of the Casio X-Lim S10. Maybe you got some thoughts. Maybe you have owned a variety of Casio X-Lim cameras and you've got some tips to share with me or the rest of the community. My email address is chris@pirillo.com. You know I love looking at hardware and software. And you know I love interacting with you. That's why we set up geeks.pirillo.com. So we can talk about digital photography, tips and tricks. I mean, we are always looking for more information, sharing information. And it also happens here in the chat room. I've got this live video feed that goes out pretty much all the time. Like right now, the live video feed is happening. And I've got the chat room sewn directly into the video so you can be a part of the video experience anytime you stop by. Like right now, I'm looking at my invisible watch. Okay? Now, it's all the time. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're typically talking tech at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.